It's an issue we've been talking about quite a bit on this program with our friends from the Journal News, the cashless tolling system. It's been riddled with problems, especially at the new Mario M. Cuomo Bridge. We've been talking about that, the old Tappan Zee, and the ongoing saga surrounding the company behind the program for months here on this program. So now we hear straight from the governor's mouth. He's got his own concerns. Fox One's Ray Ramundi, he joins us live in Nyack with all the details. Ray?
Richard, State Senator Carlucci and Assemblyman Tom Abenante stood at this very spot earlier this afternoon demanding that the New York State Thruway Authority cancel its contract with Conduit Solutions. We decided this afternoon to press the two legislators and even the governor on what would happen if that contract ended and whether or not it would be feasible to overhaul the entire cashless toll system.
The battle between two state legislators and the governor of New York reaching a boiling point, and right smack in the middle of this battle,
introducing Conduit,
is Conduit Solutions, the company behind Easy Pass technology and that controversial cashless toll program. State Senator David Carlucci and Assemblyman Tom Abenante want Conduit's contract with the New York State Thruway Authority to be terminated right now. But is it feasible to do, given the enormous investment in money and infrastructure with the current program? It's the question we pose today.
Allow for Conduit to either re-enter into their contract with better terms or find another vendor. And yes, maybe it doesn't have to be immediately and we go without a system at all. But let's start today. Let's get the ball rolling.
The endless saga with the toll by mail program began last year after delays in notification to drivers of toll fees, tens of thousands of dollars in controversial fines, and difficult communication with the Conduit call center. It fueled outrage against the company.
But since the Thruway Authority hasn't stepped up, and since Conduit hasn't seen fit to meet with us, so we're here today saying, okay, enough is enough.
A Thruway Authority spokesperson tells Fios One News, under the existing contract, Conduit has been and will continue to be penalized financially each and every time they underperform. They go on to say, while they appreciate the legislators' efforts and will continue to press Conduit to deliver the highest level of service to our customers. But the Thruway Authority never answered our direct question as to whether they would consider ending their agreement with Conduit. So we decided to ask the governor face-to-face after a press conference in the Bronx.
So if there's a particular problem with a particular company, then get another company. We obviously have companies that are doing it well.
The Thruway Authority has demanded changes from Conduit, including implementing a more effective and efficient billing process, lowering average wait times when toll payers call their customer service line, increased staffing and added technology at Conduit call centers, and finally placing roadway signage to end cashless toll program confusion.
The only way to solve this problem is cancel the contract, start all over again, do it in public, total transparency.
Now, Conduit Solutions provides cashless toll programming to about a dozen states here in the country. But within the last year, the state of Florida's cashless toll program was shut down for 30 days due to technical problems. The state of Maryland decided not to renew their contract with the company. And right now, Conduit Solutions has a lawsuit filed against them by the state of California for breach of contract and mismanagement. Three major problems, according to the state assemblyman and the state senator, for the reason why the time for change when it comes to our cashless toll program should happen right now, Richard.
So, Ray, in addition to what you just laid out, I think very clearly about the underperformance of Conduit, the lack of transparency here, the fact that they're getting perks even though they're not doing what they were supposed to do, there's another related question, not just about Conduit, but other firms like them that are acquiring all these data through these cashless tolls and also license plate readers, etc. And that involves the issue about privacy and also who's getting this data and who they're giving it to. I know you're investigating that as well.
That's absolutely right, Rich. In fact, through our investigations and our investigations with our partnership with the Journal News, we have uncovered that a lot of the data and information, including the whereabouts of your car, collected through the toll gantries, collected through the cashless toll program, and as you mentioned, through license plate readers, are being collected by law enforcement officials. Law enforcement officials are then using that information to try to catch criminals. The problem here is that that information is also collected from people who are not committing crimes. So a big question, What happens with that information? Well, that information is collected by law enforcement officials, but there is no law that states that they could sell that information to third parties. We, in fact, talked with a private investigator based here in Rockland County who told us on camera that she has used information that she's obtained by law enforcement officials to track down clients for her particular business. And there's a major privacy question here. We are investigating that as well, and we have talked with members from the ACLU. We even asked law enforcement officials from the State Department of Justice Services, Criminal Justice Services, and we even asked law enforcement officials in Orange County about what they feel when it comes to this issue and privacy. That investigation will be broadcast right here in our broadcast and on Fios News broadcast within the coming days, Richard.
And Ray, great job, and I know we'll look forward to that series. Thank you very much. And as a sidebar to the point, it's not just the cops, they'll get the information, but it's the firm that is selling them or giving them that hardware and software. They're retaining it and they're selling it to third parties. So forget about law enforcement using it to get bad guys. You have the people who are giving out that equipment. They're then using the data here and selling it to other people. Tell me you ever thought about that was happening to you when you were going over any bridge or anything. All right. When we come back, we again switch gears. Fireworks on Capitol Hill today. That was an FBI agent involved in the Mueller probe, grilled by Congress. Republicans slammed Peter Strzok. That is, he sent texts critical of Trump, but Strzok, he gave as well as he got. We've got the highlights after this.